Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Wednesday, September 6th, 2023. Officially post Labor Day, post summer. Well, not officially post summer, but it might as well be. I just want to jump on this live, guys, and kind of remind you. Main thing I wanted to let you guys know is tomorrow, 2 o'clock. I've got the follow-up appointment with the New York Life insurance agent, which I think I recently posted an update on that I'd had an initial call with her on 28 August, went really well. Not only the information that I was receiving, which wasn't really mind-blowing. I mean, I've had my insurance license before. I've looked at this stuff before, so it kind of tracked with what I was calling for. But also was just impressed with the agent's knowledge and complete lack of salesmanship, and I mean that in a good way. Like zero pressure, zero, trying to pull me in one direction or the other. She was just very informative, very responsive to the questions. At least so far. I mean, that was the first call. Got the second one tomorrow. And definitely looking forward to getting some questions answered then. I literally looked through every single brochure she sent. I think it was 5 different things. Like one that was like an overview of all the products. Then there was like 2 on disability, 2 on long-term care, because each one, like the disability had a separate packet about tax implications. And then the long-term care had a separate brochure about tax implications. It was like 5 brochures. So a couple things notable about that, guys. I don't, depending on how much you know about this stuff or don't, so it could be news to you or not. But I didn't realize that the premiums, as the owner of an S corporation, and you can do this with other entities too. It's not just S corps. But the premiums that I would pay, theoretically, if I got long-term care, if I got disability, those premiums are tax deductible as the owner of the business, but then as the owner-employee, I would have to account for them as income. So that's a big question I have for the agent tomorrow is, how do I account for them as income if I really haven't received any benefit? Is it income in the form of the premium? Like if I pay, like if let's say my long-term care premium rider to whole life is $100 extra a month. So is that $1,200 a year of income? Like I don't really know how that works. I'm looking forward to getting an answer about that. But I did like the fact that the premiums are tax deductible, because any little bit helps with that in terms of paying for that out of the business. So definitely liked that. Didn't know that. That was brand news to me. When the agent mentioned it on the 28th, and then of course I reread in these brochures that same thing. So the other thing that kind of came out of nowhere, because I didn't ask her about it on the 28th, it was just sort of like part of it, was embedded in the promotional materials for like the main brochure, the longest one, was it had a bunch of information about annuities. And, I know about annuities from when I had the insurance license and I talked to people about them and all this kind of stuff, but I just forgot about them. I just literally forgot they fucking existed, right? And I just, and I'm sitting there and I'm going through the annuity section. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. Like, buying income, via an annuity, is definitely something that is on the table for me. I don't want to say it's a definite. To me, it's not on the level as, it's not on the same level as whole life and long-term care. I would say disability is maybe a hair's breadth behind long-term care. And then I would say one notch below disability, not a hair's breadth, but a notch below would be the annuity possibility. But I really wasn't thinking about them. I'd basically forgotten all about them. It was just a non-issue to me going into this whole discussion, and it popped back up when I was reading this brochure today. So I have a bunch of questions about the annuities. When's the right time to buy one? How does it kick in? What if I have an annuity but I die, but I also have whole life? I mean, it's just like, one thing I will say, guys, is that, and this is where I think the agent's really going to prove her salt, no pressure on her or anything, is that there's about 7,900 permutations that I could go. I mean, when you look at all the different options, all the different riders, all the different, I'm not even really exaggerating. I mean, like, if you just take one annuity product and then look at, like, do you want it with dividends or without dividends, with market participation, without market participation? You know, like, there's just so much stuff. Like if you literally sampled, I mean, like the disability riders, like, I swear to God, the disability brochure, I must have counted 20 different riders. You know, like, it kicks in on at a certain time, or you don't have to have as many accumulation days, or you don't have to have as many elimination days, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. I mean, like, seriously, like, there's probably somewhere in, if you took all four of those products, whole life, disability, long-term care, and annuities, and then sampled and then matrixed out every option and rider, I would say it's probably a low four-figure set of possibilities. It's probably like low thousands of possibilities that I could choose from to craft this insurance package, this defensive layer to the portfolio. And it's just, I mean, it's incredible. So I think, you know, the agent has to be able to say, okay, Chris, based on everything you're worried about, trying to accomplish, concerned about, whatever, here are 2 or 3 options that span your budget. You know, I'm probably going to go to her and say tomorrow, my budget is somewhere between $500 to $1,000 a month. You know, maybe there's going to be some variance on that, but let's just go with that for a second. So then she might say something like, okay, for $500 a month, to get as close as we can to your objectives, here's what I would buy, and the riders, and so on and so forth. And for $750, this is what I would do, and for $1,000, this is what I would do. That's where she's going to really earn her salt in terms of advising me and helping me kind of put this package together. Which, of course, I'm not going to be pulling a trigger on that anytime soon. I've got to get questions answered tomorrow, talk budget, talk how things will fit, and then I've got to get clear of some medical stuff going on, hopefully just really routine stuff. But I got to get clear of that to make sure everything's okay with that. And then on the back end of that, I would get into decision mode. So we're really talking about something, you know, when you also take into account they've got to come by and screen you. Like, they got to, you know, send somebody to the house and do a health screening, or I've got to go to a facility, whatever the case might be. I mean, when I did this for term life back in 2020, somebody came to the house and did it. Took the blood, did all the stuff that needed to be done. But anyway, so bottom line is, this is something that is more of like an October, November trigger pull. Definitely not happening in September. Even October probably would be a little bit aggressive, but that's probably what I'd be shooting for, is to get something wrapped up in October. I think that's when I did it. I think that's when the term life kicked in for me also for USA back in 2020. So this is kind of like the 3-year anniversary of getting, this would be the 3-year anniversary of getting the term life set up. So anyway, guys, that's just kind of where I wanted to update you on what's going on with the insurance stuff. And I'll let you know where things go with this. I mean, just in terms of different questions, different options, different possibilities that I end up exploring. That's kind of where I see things going right now in terms of time frame and stuff like that. So check back in, guys. I'll definitely have more videos on this, lives, whatever, and keep you guys posted. So thanks for checking in. Until next time, guys. Hope everybody has a great Wednesday night, and I'll talk to you soon.